If I'm completely honest, Fit Factor was always in the back of, well, not the back of my mind, but it was always there, and it kept on popping up onto my news feeds, and I kept on thinking, shall I do it, shall I not? Is it going to get involved, is it going to compromise my next competition? And it was all about actually thinking about, right, I need to actually be on stage, I need to get a bit more stage presence, I need to understand what posing is about and what the judges might like. And my partner at the time turned around to me and said, you know what, you should do it, you should really go for it. So I thought, right, yeah, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to put my mind to it, but I wasn't going to do anything drastic, I wasn't going to start changing my diet, I wasn't going to start changing my training. I just thought, right, this can be a bit of a bolt-on thing, and that was my decision. I thought, right, okay, let's do it. And when I went down to the first audition, I think I was a bit of a wild card. A couple of the people were saying, oh, you've got a bit of a natural flair for posing, how have you been doing it long or anything like that? And I was starting to give advice to people, and it was my first time down there, and I really enjoyed the experience, and enjoying it was more of the part of it for me. When I started to enjoy it and started to really think, oh, you know what, I really like doing this, that's when I thought, right, let's go for it, let's do it. Massive. I think the workshops are one of these things where you actually learn what to do and what not to do. A lot of people go to these workshops and think they're going to come out of it as the finished product. Well, you're not. It's something you can come away from and learn. If I've got a massive piece of advice to do is videotape yourself at the workshops, look back at the videos, get people to take pictures, get people to take videos of you doing your T-walks, so you can see what other people are doing, also see what you're doing, and think, oh, I can do that a little bit better, I can maybe change this, and that doesn't look good, so if I've got a weak body part, how am I going to hide it, and how am I going to show my best body parts off? And your personality. I mean, your personality's got to come across when you're doing anything on stage. If you're just walking on, you can have the best physique in the world. But if you look dead inside, then no one's going to connect to you. And you need that bit of warmth that people can look and go, oh, he looks like he trains, but he's a nice guy as well. He's having a bit of a laugh. He's got a bit of banter about him. So the workshops were a massive bonus for me, massive plus, give me a bit of confidence as well. I was eating very clean up towards competition OA because I had a competition 2 weeks after, which is the WBFF in London. So my diet was very much quite clean, and I just basically stuck to what I was doing. I mean, I work by a philosophy: if it isn't broke, don't fix it. I was knocking, my numbers were coming down, so my weight was dropping down nice and steady, 1.5, 2 pounds a week. My weights were staying at a nice constant, and also my mood was still there as well. I wasn't having massive mood swings. Yeah, I felt tired some days. If you don't feel tired doing a comp prep, then you're not doing it properly. You do have to grin and bear the tired parts. But when you are getting up in the morning at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock and doing your morning cardio and driving from there straight to work, and it does get tiring. But my diet never massively changed, apart from, I think, about two days out, I started to just gradually increase my carbohydrates, so I brought out a little bit of fullness in my muscle, and so I could have the energy to get on stage as well, because it is over 2 days. You can't really deplete and then go back up, and then deplete again and then go back up, because you'd be shattered and you would look physically drained on stage. So I think over a 2-day competition, especially something that's with modelling, and you don't want the gaunt face as well, you just need to gradually you need to get the physique 3 or 4 weeks out before, and then just gradually wean yourself in, so there's no massive changes in it. It's like if you do something massive, big difference in your diet is going to make a big difference to your physique. And if you change your physique, it could be really, really good, or it could go the other way, and you could bloat out, you can fill up with water. It's just one of them 50-50s, and you don't know which way it's going to go. The first time at NEC, when you first step on stage and yourself, reminded me of the fact that there's going to be thousands of people walking behind you, and it is so hard to just think, right, okay, I'm on stage and I'm here to do what I'm doing, and you can see people in the crowds starting to turn. You can see people walking and stopping, and it does kind of like get you constantly. You start to look and you start to think, what are they looking at and what's happening over there? And that's when you've got to kind of like zero in, right? I'm here, I'm doing this, I'm stepping on stage. And the first time I stepped on stage, I must admit, it was pretty daunting. But as soon as you actually start to walk and you start hitting your poses and you start to get into the flow of it, it's a really enjoyable experience. You can hear people in the crowd, you can hear your friends, you can hear other people shouting for you. You've obviously got yourself explaining what you do and giving a bit of a cheer on kind of thing. So that kind of gives you a bit of motivation, because when you walk onto a stage and there's nothing but that tumbleweed driving across, it's going to be like, you're going to feel a bit bad. So yeah, when people get a bit more interactive and you're trying to jeer on the crowd, and it just becomes a really enjoyable experience. You've got to make it an enjoyable experience. You yourself has got to get on and get the crowd going and have a bit of a laugh about it. Because at the end of the day, you're there to entertain people. People have bought a ticket and come to see you. You're there to show your physique, but you're there to entertain people. So that's a big part of it that I think people sometimes forget. They're not just there to show their physique, they're there to make people enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? Anyone can walk on stage and do it if they've got a good physique and flex and pose and stuff, but to get people interacting and get people's attention, there needs to be a bit of a mood there, doesn't there? There needs to be a bit of atmosphere. It's that entertainment factor. You've got to entertain people. You've got to get people thinking, oh, I'd like to do that. I'd like to be part of that kind of thing. And yeah, I really enjoyed it, to be honest with you. I really enjoyed it. It was, it's a really weird experience because you have no idea, right? Because it's such a vast, there's such a vast spectrum of different physiques. You've got some guys who are a bit more built, some guys who are a bit more lean, and it was one of them. I think who was the guy who won? Oh, sorry, came second. Second. I came first. I won. Edit all that out. So yeah, when Aaron was me and Aaron, you couldn't really put two more different physiques on stage, and that's why I was thinking, right, okay, so if the judges are liking a bit bigger and a bit more muscularity, and the bellies are a bit more fuller, then they're going to go with Aaron. If they're more into my type of physique, a bit more athletic, a bit more lean, may I say, then they might go with me. So it's literally just like a 50-50 toss. And I remember when they called Aaron's name out for second place, I turned around. I was just unbelievable, so shocked. And the biggest part for me was because I'd made so many friends in Fit Factor, when they realised that I'd won, they all jumped up out of the seats and started clapping. And that got me more emotional than anything, because I saw all these people that I'd been talking to on Facebook and offering advice, because there was a community about it. It wasn't like a competition, as in we're not talking to you anymore and because I want to win. There's some friends I've got now from Fit Factor that I'll have for life. But when they jumped up and they're all cheering you on and clapping, and someone come on from stage and give me a hug, it was a bit like really overwhelming. It didn't sink in until I actually stood at the front and held that trophy. The one thing that I did remember doing at the start of it was when everyone was gone, everybody had gone, I walked up to the trophies, where the trophies were, and I picked the first place male prize up, and I held it in my hand, right? And I looked out and I thought, right, you're mine. And I put it back down, and that was it. I didn't even look at them again. That was my kind of like, right, this is a bit of visual, I really want this is my visual goal. And I did it. And when you actually come to give me the trophy, I was like, wow, that worked. It's massive. When you start to make friends in the fitness community, remember, you're a very selective bunch of people. There's not many people who get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and cook 5 meals a day. There's not many people who get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go run around on a treadmill you're a select breed of people, you're a select type of people, you've got the same mental focus. So when you start to meet people like-minded like that, not only does it give you a bit more confidence that you're not a complete loon, but it gives you a bit more confidence to say that, what am I trying to say? When you meet like-minded people, it gives you more motivation because you think, right, your alarm goes off in the morning at 6 o'clock. And I think, right, what's Crawford doing? I bet Crawford's doing his CV. So that means I was up and I was out. And as well as with my partner as well, I knew that if I weren't going to get out of bed, then I was going to get kicked out of bed and made to do it. So I was very fortunate that my partner was doing Fit Factor at the time as well. The community base on the social media network, on the social front, was massive. We were all posting pictures of our training, we were all posting pictures of our next meals and all that kind of stuff is what you do anyway. But then you get people starting to comment, starting to have a bit of banter. So when we actually came to the competition, in all honesty, yeah, obviously I wanted to win. I can't say I didn't. But it wasn't like I didn't want anyone else to lose. Which is sometimes you go to a competition and you want to win, but you want everyone else to lose. Whereas I wanted to win, but I want everyone else to win, if you understand. It was like you wanted everyone else to have a really good experience and a positive experience. And I think, basically, everyone did. There wasn't any moans, gripes, any bitchiness. It was just all like, everyone was sharing the power bands, everyone was using the dumbbells, helping each other pump up, helping put like a little bit of last minute oil on, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that makes a massive difference when you're competing because you're under a stressful situation. You're highly strung. You're going to be stepping on stage in front of thousands of people, hundreds of people. So you're already a little bit apprehensive. So you don't need that bitchiness. You don't need that standoffish. You want to be part of the group because they're going through exactly what you're going through at the end of the day. They're going to step on stage in front of 100,000 people, thousands of people, hundreds of people, whatever it is. 100,000 people, but the next one. But they're going to step on stage in front of 100 people. They're in the same boat as you. So make them feel as comfortable as you can. And that will then rub off back onto you. So yeah, massive community, massive support mechanism there, yeah. I look on my Facebook every morning and I have about 30 people asking to be my friends. Some of them I'm a little bit subject to be honest, and I try and direct a lot of it towards my fitness page that's slowly starting to grow, starting to pick up pace. They're like a snowball effect. You've got to start them off nice and steady and it'll kind of grow. So yeah, on the social media front, that's been a massive thing for me, being able to promote myself as a winner of Fit Factor. I've also managed to bag myself a great sponsor, SciTech Nutrition. They've been really helpful with a lot of stuff. They're starting to help me promote myself as well. And that wouldn't have come if I hadn't have been able to, wouldn't have won Fit Factor. I wouldn't have any backstory, I wouldn't have any, I wouldn't have anything to talk about and shout about. And it's given me a lot of confidence, but inner confidence, not something that it's not arrogant confidence. I'd hate to be the guy that's the arrogant guy. It's just given me confidence to think, okay, right, yeah, I've won one competition, why the hell can't I win some more? And let's just carry on doing what I'm doing, stay true to myself, and just keep on training, keep on enjoying your training, keep on enjoying your nutrition and diet, and it'll come. It will come. You've just got to take your time and be a bit more patient. So the massive thing for me was the confidence it's given me to actually perform again on stage. I think if I'm true to myself, even if I didn't win Fit Factor, because of the overall atmosphere and the overall experience, it would have given me confidence to do it again anyway. Because it wasn't just about the winning for me, it was about the getting on stage and getting that experience. And because it was such a good atmosphere, it gave me a lot of confidence to think, all right, this is something I like doing. I like to do this, I want to do more of it. Let's see how far I can push this. Let's see how far I can push this in the industry. And I'd like to see myself one day getting up there and being one of these guys that's on the front cover of different magazines and stuff. And I think it's just a nice steady process to do it. The confidence is there now to go out there and do it. So yeah, confidence is the biggest thing for me.